Okay. Hey, y'all. My name is Kelsey Thornton, and I am a double diamond leader with It Works Global. And I am so excited that you guys are tuning into this video. When you are watching this video, what that means is that you made the hardest step. You took the first step and you joined a business and you decided to change your future and your family's future. And it's so exciting to have you guys watching this, because it is just the beginning of an incredible journey that you guys are about to be on. And I know you probably think, okay, this girl is just full of BS, but I would have thought the same thing when I first started. But when I first started, I just joined for an extra $500 a month. I wanted to help pay daycare. I wanted to get my hair done. I wanted to get my nails done and not feel bad about it. I had a 5-month-old daughter when I started, and I was just like, I want some extra money. I feel like we aren't getting ahead. We weren't, putting any money in our savings. We were just kind of getting by. And I just wanted to do something more. I just felt compelled that my life, this wasn't it. Like, that wasn't just meant to be a mortgage banker for the rest of my life. I was meant to do something more. So I took the leap of faith, and it has completely changed our lives. My daughter now is going to be 2 in a couple months, and I have a 3-month-old newborn son. So life has not slowed down for me, but the beautiful thing about this business is that I can work it whenever and wherever I want and still enjoy them while they're young, because they're only little ones, and I'm so happy that I'm able to kind of spend that time with them. And I hope that you guys are now being able to relate, and when Cassie starts telling her story, and able to think, this can do this for you guys. Don't be scared to dream big and believe that this business is going to change your life, because once you start believing that, other people are going to start believing that, and it's going to happen. So I'm going to let Cassie talk for a little bit and tell a little bit about her story, but just sit back and enjoy this and take notes, whatever you guys need, because this business is not easy, but it's very simple, and we're going to break it down for you on how to be successful and how to make $99 that you just paid turn into 5 figures a month.
Hey guys. Okay, so my name is Cassie Nero. I'm also a double diamond with It Works. Me and Kelsey joined around the same time last year, March of last year. And when I got started with this business, I was the biggest skeptic of network marketing. You guys, I did not believe in sales. I was the farthest thing from a salesperson. And I think anybody that joins this business is going to say that, because nobody comes into this business as a salesperson. I was previously a hairdresser that worked 40 plus hours a week. And my boyfriend and I are a very young couple. We're 24 years old. And when we joined, we were 23. So it's just been a little over a year. And we were both just working full time. And we were stuck in that routine where we would get up and go to work and come home and go to bed and get up and do it all over again. And we were just so tired of living life that way. We just had no time really to spend with each other. We argued over money. We couldn't do things that normal couples did. And we tried, but then we argued about it because we couldn't pay our bills on time, or we just struggled with that paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And I think that that's such a common thing for people that are our age. And we just think that's normal. And so it's not necessarily considered a struggle. We just think that that's the normal thing to do. And I woke up one day and I was just kind of like, there has to be more than this. I'm just so tired of arguing over money and living paycheck to paycheck and just worrying about how I'm going to pay every bill and how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do that. We didn't travel. We didn't have very many friends. I literally had 0 friends. Tyler had a few from high school, and I had none. I had just moved from Dallas to Houston, where I was living with him, and I knew my 5 coworkers, and that was it. And so I just wanted something that could bring those friendships, that fun, and that freedom into my life. And freedom was a definition I didn't really understand when I got started with this business, because I didn't have that. And so now it has a whole different meaning to me. Being able to do this business full time, I replaced my full-time income. And now Tyler's doing this with me full time as well. And it's just so crazy how things have changed, how our mentality has changed, and how much our lives have changed because of this business in just 1 year, just a little over a year. So, you just have to realize, like Kelsey said, that this isn't something a lot of people come into to do full time. We all come into this business for a couple extra $100 a month. That's what would make our lives just a little bit easier, to help pay bills, to help do things that we struggle doing normally. And you just have to know that this business can give you anything that you could ever dream of if you allow it to. Like Kelsey said, this business is not easy, but it is very simple. So if you want to be successful and you really want to, have those big dreams on that dream board, this business can give it to you, but you have to work for it. So we are going to kind of talk about 4 or 5 different things we feel like are very important in this business, things that we've done every single day since we got started that has helped us be successful in this business. And when we were really talking about doing this training, we were like, we just want to put this into a video so that you guys can watch it. It's a lot better to watch something. I'm a very visual person, so I love hearing people talk to me rather than reading a bunch of words that really don't make any sense to me, especially when you're new and you have no idea what we're talking about. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to tell you kind of the first things that you are going to be kind of given when you first sign up as a distributor to get your business started, okay? So the first thing is that you're going to get a welcome email from your upline. So Kelsey has one and I have one. And it's going to go over everything that you need to do as far as getting your eSuite set up, just important information, just everything that you need that when you get started. And we're not going to go over all the information that's in that email, but just know that it's nothing that you need to memorize. It's nothing that should overwhelm you. It's just a bunch of important information, and you're always going to have that email to go back and look at if you need to review that information, okay? So that's the first thing that you need to focus on when you first sign up, is looking over that email and getting started immediately. You shouldn't wait. The second thing is we're going to add you to an event that we host every single Thursday. It's always the same training, but we do it weekly for new team members that are being continuously added to our teams. And people, that you're adding to your team, once you get started with your business, you can be adding to this training as well. A lot of what's in this training, it's called Newbie to Ruby. It's at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time on every Thursday. It's the same information, like I said. But basically, it's going to go over everything that we're going to go over in this video. We're just going to go over it in detail. So it's just kind of an overview to get you started with your business. And it goes over everything from getting started to working social media, how to message people, how to add people, how to post, all kinds of different things. And like I said, there's going to be other things that, Kelsey and I will probably tag you in according to what questions you're asking, so that you're not overwhelmed and you can really answer those questions step by step. But this training that we're doing right now is just going to go over all of that information in depth. So those are the first 2 things that you need to focus on, is your welcome email and your Newbie to Ruby training. And as soon as you've done that, this is what you're going to do next. So I'm going to let Kelsey kind of go over eSuite and explain what that is and how to kind of manage it.
Okay, so eSuite is amazing, you guys. It's like having a personal assistant, seriously. And beautiful thing about this business is we carry no inventory. The only inventory you're carrying is the products that you are going to use. And what eSuite is going to do is it's going to keep track of shipping. It's going to keep track of who ordered, what they ordered, when they ordered. I'm going to show you how to work through all of that. I'm also going to pull up a customer profile so you can see it from that standpoint as well. But let me share my screen with you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. And when you signed up, you should have gotten a customer ID. That is going to be your login identification that you're going to use in order to sign into your eSuite. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Let me know if you can see this, Cass.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, so this is my website. Obviously, it says my name at the top, and your website is going to have your name at the top right-hand corner. And it's super important that when you're talking to any potential customers, that when they do log on to your website, that they see your name in that top corner. I always remind my customers to do that. So I just go over here and click login. It's a beautiful website. Yours is going to look exactly the same. It's just going to have your link at the top. See how up here mine says kthornton.itworks. Yours is going to say whatever you made your website to be. So mine already has my stuff remembered on my computer, so I'm just going to click login. And, well, I guess I just have to agree to this. Okay. That normally doesn't pop up.
Yeah, that was weird.
But, so there are a couple important tabs. The first one I'm going to go over is the first thing that's going to be on your welcome email. It's going to talk about going through the It Works You training videos. These are going to be the most boring videos, unfortunately, that you're going to watch, but just bear through them. The bulk of what I'm going to tell you to do is just click your build your business part down here, and then you're going to click It Works product information. I want you to click through each of these products. They're going to be short videos, you guys. This is nothing super intense, but I want you to get an overview of what these products are going to be. Because, and the reason I say this is, you don't have to take notes at this point, but it's super important if somebody asks you, gosh, I'm having like bags under my eyes. Do you have anything for that? And if you haven't gone through these videos, you won't know that we do. But what you can do because once you watch these videos, you're going to see, oh yeah, I remember we do have something for that. And then if you need an answer real quick, you just text me or Cassie or whoever is your upline and you say, okay, great. Hey, I knew we had a product for bags under the eyes. Which one should I suggest? But this way you're just getting familiar and knowing what types of products that we have, because we have amazing products. That is what our business is built on, our products. And so we're going to go through all of that stuff, and you're just going to click that, and they're short videos. They're a little bit old and outdated, but if you get through those, they're the hardest ones to get through. All the other videos are going to be exciting, like the ones being cast do. So that's how you're going to get to your videos. Next thing I want you to know is how you get to your document library. This is a super important tab. It's up here. It just says document library. Also know that you have a search bar, which is what I'm going to use, but you have these tabs to the left as well. So if you need any product information, you can simply click product info. One thing you want to know is we are in 20 different countries, so they come up with everything in every language. So always know that the US, probably because of alphabetical order, is typically at the bottom when you do searching. So the first thing I'm going to pull up is the hundreds list. So I just type in 100, and this is going to download. And I love to have my hundreds list just handy all the time. The reason being is because I'm a thinker when I drive or when I'm doing something, I feel like my mind's going, and I'll be thinking or I'll be scrolling through Facebook and I'll think, oh my gosh, I need to reach out to this person. They'd be awesome at this business. And having your hundreds list handy is so awesome because you can just write it down. When I pull it up here, you're going to see it's a very simple list, and you can make your own version of it. But I just think it's awesome to have so you don't forget. Because what happened before I started using my hundreds list is I would keep thinking of this person, but I would forget to reach out to them. So this is just a good reminder. And what I would encourage you to do since you're just starting is to think of all the people that you know. Just write down the people that you know. I would just write down their names. You don't have to fill in their phone number and email. This is not a formal list. This is make it your own. And I would just keep writing them down. And you're going to want to do one of these once a month to keep your list fresh. Okay, and this is an awesome tool just to use to keep you organized. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys is the steps to success. So if you just type in steps to success, and I obviously, again, I'm going to scroll to the bottom where it says the US. I'm going to download this. This is the foundation of our business. No matter if you are just starting or are you an ambassador diamond, the highest rank in our company, you are still going to want to do these exact same steps. And that is why I love this business, is because I always kind of compare it to the first year of law school. When you first start, you're going to feel like you're working a ton, and maybe your paycheck for the first couple months isn't going to reflect what you want it to. But guess what? When you're an ambassador diamond getting paid $31,000 a month, you're going to be still doing the same exact things you're doing now. And that is the beauty of the business. You're just building on what you're previously doing. So know all the hard work you're about to put in is going to pay off. Stick with the course, stay the course, and it's going to work. And I know this because it's worked for me. So step one, we're going to go over these in more detail, but this is just a very simple thing. Your goal each month is to get 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors. Do not overcomplicate it. Every 2 customers you get, you're going to get a box of wraps for $25. That is amazing because you can profit $75 on each box of wraps that you get. And that's including the $25 to pay yourself back. So here you can see it's broken down. 1, 2 customers equals a wrap reward. 3, 4 customers equal another wrap reward. And then you're going to, sign 3 distributors a month. Keep it very simple. The last thing that I want to show you is the Ruby chart. Ruby is why we all join this business. We all want an extra $500, like Cassie said, because that can just make life a lot easier. So when I go down here to the bottom, I print out this Ruby chart, or I open up and download this Ruby chart. It's awesome because it's going to show you exactly what it takes to be a Ruby. A Ruby, you guys, is only 5 people. That is insane. That is insane. You only need 5 people to hit the second promotion in this company, and it's going to give you a $500 bonus. That is amazing. That's what's out right now. So when you watch this, it might not be out, but if it's not, it's the foundation to our company. And once you hit Ruby, you will become a different person. It will change this company will change your life. So this is the Ruby chart. You're going to have 3 people, and this is what we call your top line, okay? The people that are directly under you. And then you have 1 person who has 2 people under them or on your second line. And that would be an executive, which is the first rank. So this might be overwhelming, but don't let it overwhelm you. Just know that whenever you're ready to kind of absorb this information, this is where you can find it. And that's why I'm showing you this right now. Don't feel like you have to memorize anything that I'm telling you right now. This is just a guide to show you where it is when you're ready to figure out more information. And the last thing that I just want to say real quick is that the most important thing when you start is not knowing all these facts. It's being excited. Okay. Being excited about getting started. Don't be nervous. Don't second guess yourself. Just know that God put this in your life for a reason, and that this is why, and this is what's going to really help you in your family's future. So congratulations. Okay. The other thing, and this is where you can submit a support ticket. So right over here, it's just going to show you in case you have questions about anything, or, something's not working quite right. If you don't want to call customer service or you're at work, you can always just submit a support ticket, which is a beautiful thing. If you go to settings, you can change your website name and your password. And then the one other thing I wanted to show you is reports. The only thing I'm going to show you in reports right now is Organization Explorer, because this is going to be the easiest breakdown of what I can show you. And then I'm going to show you an example of what I can see. So this is mine right here. And then what I'm going to also show you is, let's say my mom, her name is Julia. This is what I can see for her. I can see right now she has an auto shipment set up that's for $59 each month. And her auto shipment is going to run on the 7th day of each month. And she's had 17 months of consecutive auto shipments. So you can see up here, she's been a loyal customer since May 3rd of 2015. And this is her address, her phone number, and her email in case I do need to, contact her in any way, because obviously not everybody's going to be your mom when you sign up. I can see her perk points. So our loyal customer program is amazing. You're going to get 10% back on all of your products. After 6 months of consecutive auto shipments, you're going to get $50 in free product. After 12 months of consecutive auto shipments, you're going to get $150 in free product. That is ridiculous. No other program out there is like this. So I'm going to tell you something really funny. Is like, I don't know, 2 months ago or something, I messaged her and I was like, Mom, you have $317 in free product. She was like, oh, really? That's great. Can you just order me like 7 things of wow and 7 things of lip and eye? And I'm like, okay, Mom, you're ridiculous. But anyways, so this is just to show you that she's running her auto shipments monthly, and next run date is going to be in October 7th of 2016. And this is what she's going to pay. These are her previous orders. So what I ordered her, and then you can see under here, it says points redeemed. That just means that she used her perk points to order. So this is an awesome thing, because this is going to show you all your customers and all of your distributors that are anywhere in your downline, and you can search by name, by number, whatever, and it will show you what line that she's on. So I'm going to copy her ID number. I'm going to sign out, and I'm going to sign back in from a customer's point of view, so you guys can see what your customers are looking at. So I'm just going back to my website, and I'm going to click log in again. I'm going to use her customer number, which is her login, and then I know her password. And this is what she sees from her end. So when she logs in and wants to change and update what she's ordering, or how frequently she's ordering, or what day of the month she wants that ordered, she can log in and see this. This will give you her tracking information. It will also, and if I click this, it's just going to take me directly to the FedEx website, and it will show the tracking information, okay? The other thing too is that she can edit her profile, and this is where she's going to go change her auto shipment. Is just auto ship and then edit it. She's not going to create a new auto shipment. She's only going to edit her previous one. If you create a new auto shipment, you're going to have 2 auto shipments for that customer. So that's a big no-no that you don't want to do. She can always change her address. She can submit her own support ticket, and then obviously log out. So that is the very simple basics of it. So hopefully you guys, that helps to see what they're seeing on their end. And anytime you need any help, obviously both of us are going to be here to help you. Is that everything I think I covered?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about plugging in. Is that what you want me to go over now? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're going to talk about the importance of plugging, what in means
Hold on a second.
You can plug into. The first thing that I wanted to talk about is am I freezing?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. So the first thing I want to talk about is our corporate calls. So we have one every Sunday, which is our family call, which is our CEO, Mark Pentecost, Mike Patillo's on there, and Pam Satter. So they're usually the three that are on that call. And they're going to talk about just different things that have happened throughout the week, just to kind of wrap the week and start a new week off on the right foot. So they're going to sometimes they make announcements, just important information. Sometimes it's a motivating call. But I love tuning into those calls because I've done it ever since I got started. And you guys, I get off that phone call that maybe will last maybe 15 minutes or less or more. And I'm always fired up and I'm always ready to start the week off on the right foot. And I love, love, love being fired up after those calls. So that's kind of what that Sunday call is for. The Monday call is the Show Me the Money call. And they're kind of starting to get a little bit different than they were when I first got started. But basically it's Pam Souter, and she usually interviews different people at different ranks of the business, and they share their stories and success tips and tricks of what has gotten them to where they're at in their journey. And it's more of something that you can take away from it, tips from those specific people, but also, ever since I got started and I've listened to those calls, it's always something so inspiring for me to listen to, because I think sometimes when we get started with this business, we see people at the top of the company, we see people at ranks that we only dream of being at. And we listen to their stories and it changes our whole perspective, because I think sometimes we see people that are at that high rank and we're like, oh my gosh, like I want to be there. How did they do that? They have to have something special. They have to be doing something secret. Like I want to know what they're doing. And all they're doing is the things that we're telling you to do. All they're doing is the steps to success. They are keeping this business simple and they're doing it over and over and over and over. And that is why they're at where they're at. But they're not anybody special. They're just normal people like you and me. And when you listen to their stories on that call, you realize where they were at before this business and where they're at now because of it. And it's all through consistency with this business. So I love listening to those calls because they always get me super inspired just to listen to other people and realize that there are so many different people from so many different walks of life in this business. And that's the best thing about It Works, is that this business is for everybody. There's no specific demographic or specific person that this business is for. It's for everyone, and anybody can be successful at this. It doesn't matter what background you come from.
I think too, just to add on that, like another huge thing that when I started and I signed up with Erin, she was super successful in my eyes. And I was like, oh, she's like one of 15 people that's successful with this company. And you guys probably think that there's that one, golden egg, if you will. But what you see and when you hear other people's stories is not only is that going to keep you inspired to continue to go, like maybe on days that you don't feel like it, but what it's going to do is it's going to know that you're going to know that so many people are successful. Okay. This business is not only one person who's successful. There are thousands and thousands. I know, what do you think? Over 30 people who are making over 5 figures a month with this company that I didn't know before, that I physically know, like have in my phone that I could call right now. And I think that that's the most surprising thing, that since I've joined, that I know so many successful people. So don't ever count yourself out. Nobody's telling you that you aren't, like who told you that you can't be an ambassador diamond? Like who told you that? Only person is yourself. So stop telling yourself that and start claiming it now.
Yes, love that. So those are the two things that that's one thing. I haven't even mentioned the second one yet. That's the first thing that I wanted to mention, is those calls, because yes, we get busy. Yes, we have things going on. You guys, nobody has time for this business. But if you want to be successful, you have to be plugging in. You have to be going to events. You have to be plugging yourself in to anything and everything that you can, even if you miss it when it's on and you go back and read it, or you go back and watch it, or you go back and listen to it later, because these things are going to spark something in you. There are so many calls that I've listened to that, it's kind of the same thing almost every week, almost different, but everybody's at different ranks. But I always take something from one of those conversations that I apply to my business, or even if it's a self-development mental thing that just I needed to hear, something that motivated me, or, you know, whatever it is, I take something from it and it always impacts my business in some way. So, you know, there's just so many things that I've learned just being on those calls. And so it's so, so important to make the time to be on them, or to make the time to go back and listen to them, because I promise you, that is one of the biggest things that kept my fire burning when I first got started, because I was so ready to listen to those calls every Sunday and Monday. And I know Kelsey and I have talked about that before when we first got started, but, the second thing, I'm going to talk about two more things, events and pages. Okay. And I'm not going to touch on too much on either one, just like this. I just want to explain the importance of them so you guys truly understand that. So events, we have two big events every single year, and that is green carpet and conference. So conference is usually at the beginning of the year in February, and green carpet is typically in the summertime, usually around June or July. Green carpet was the first event that I went to when I first got started, you guys, and I was brand new. I was the shyest person you'll have ever met, and it was not something that I really wanted to go to because I was terrified, because I didn't want to go by myself. But I did it. I made the time to go. I took off work and I saved the money to go. You guys, that month is the month that I went diamond with this business, and that was 4.5 months into the business. And I walked out of that room with a fire under my butt, and I wanted to go and change the world. And I'm telling you, it is so different listening to trainings like this online and being in a room full of just so many like-minded people. That inspiration and that motivation just gets you so fired up. And like, I'm like, if I was me, I'm just talking about it, but it's like, it will change your business. And we're not just saying that just to say it. It is so true. And it will impact your business in ways you could never imagine, because you will take something from every call, every event, every training that you're on. You will hear somebody say something that is going to just click in your mind, and it can impact your business in so many different ways. And so it's so, so important to get to those things and make the time to go, because nobody has the time. If you want to be successful, you have to get there. The other event, so green carpet's kind of like inspiration, a little bit of training, and it's just fun. It's just fun to go and meet new people and just connect with different people in the business and just learn, and soak up as much as you can. Conference is in February. That's our biggest events of the year. And that is where it's typically a 3-day event. This past year was my first one. And same thing, it changed my business, and I knew that it was going into it, because I knew if green carpet did, then I knew conference did. Conference, there are thousands and thousands of distributors there. It's usually, last year it was in Tampa. Most of our events are in Florida, the bigger ones anyways. But it was so amazing. And that is actually, the first event that I took Tyler to, which really opened his eyes to the business and really made him want to be a part of it. And, he wasn't like that in the beginning. So, it just goes to show that the importance of events is so powerful. And that event is more of a lot of in-depth training. There's a lot of promotions and announcements made while you're there. And it's just so different to be in the room when those things happen, because it's something that you'll just never forget. And like I said, it's gonna change your business. So,
and there's a ton of announcements.
Yes, the announcements are like, I remember when we went in February, me and Kelsey were like, oh my God. Like every time someone got on stage to talk, we were like, something's coming.
That's really the only reason I went. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's so, and they don't just say it, like they don't just announce it. Like there's suspense built up, and like they'll put on a video, and then you're just sitting there in darkness for like 2 minutes, what feels like a lifetime, and you're like waiting for them to announce it, and it's just so exciting.
Energy is contagious, you guys, and that's the whole point of getting to events, is because you want to be around people who are uplifting and encouraging to you, and that is what you are doing when you go to events, is you're surrounding yourself by eagles. So I always say, like, if you want to be successful, you have to soar with eagles. You can't hang around with chickens. And I saw a quote the other day that said, you take your 5 closest friends, average their income and average their lifestyle, and that's you. And so when you start hanging around with more like people who have bigger dreams and people who have big goals and all that stuff, you're going to want to start doing that yourself, because a lot of times maybe just don't feel like you deserve it, or whatever the case might be. And we'll talk about more about that later. But that's what events do, is that they make you realize that these dreams that you have, you should be able to dream again, that you should be able to get the results that you want. And it takes and erases all the no's that you'll ever get in this business away. And it just makes you have such passion in your heart again.
Yes. So the third thing that I was going to talk about really quick is the team pages. So there are 3 team pages that we're going to add you to on Facebook. They are called, well, actually you have your own team page, right?
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. So there's 2. So there's going to be Elite Legacy, or not, oh my God, Elite Warriors. I cannot talk. Elite Warriors, which is Erin Tweed's page. She's our ambassador upline. And the Dream Warriors. The names have changed so many times. Like since I started, I feel like they've changed at least 2 or 3 times. So anyways, I don't even remember what they used to be called. But so Dream Warriors is Tiffany Hurst page. So she's like our up, if that makes sense. So she's an ambassador as well. So these pages are super, super important for you to tune into. And you guys, when you're brand new, I get that they can be overwhelming because when you first get started, you're going to get notifications all the time. But I want to explain the importance of being on these team pages because yes, it can be overwhelming, but if you're plugging into these pages, there are so much just so much important information that comes out of these pages that can benefit your business. And I am that person where like now, if I'm away from my phone for like 5 minutes, I'll have like 50 notifications, no joke. But I click on every single one and make sure it's not something that I need to know because I know that there is important information posted on those by our leaders all the time for our benefit, and they wouldn't do that if they didn't want us to see it, okay? So that is the importance of them. There are going to be trainings announced. Like this is something that we're going to provide to you guys, but like you're going to see different kinds of Zooms that you can tune into, which is what this is. It's kind of like Skype if you haven't heard of it. There's going to be different Zooms that you can tune into. There's going to be different, Google Hangouts or YouTube trainings or whatever that might be live that you can watch right away, or something that's pre-recorded that somebody just thinks is important for you to see that could help your business. And they'll post that way. Like if there's something that I watched and said, oh my gosh, like there was something I took away from that and I want other people to see it, I might post it in the page and just be like, hey guys, like this is something that really, clicked with me and I think that it might touch somebody else too. So I wanted to share it with you guys. So there's things like that on there as well. But there's so many different trainings, lots of things that you can tune into. The calls are always posted on there to remind you Sundays and Mondays that we have those calls. Occasionally we have like a team call on Wednesdays, but there are so many trainings that go on throughout the week that you can tune into that sometimes we don't provide those. So that is why we very rarely have them, but they are always posted if we do. So make sure that you're looking for those pages. When the calls are announced, the phone number is on there, the time and everything. You guys, if you're not tuning into Mark's page, Mike's page, and Pam's page, you need to, because these are 3 people that are in corporate that make the announcements, that make all the posts about the calls and whatever's going on. Sometimes they'll do random trainings throughout the week and you can get on like a Zoom or something and just listen to them or ask questions or whatever. They've been doing that a lot lately. So those are all things you need to be tuning into, because when we know about announcements, it's because we're plugging into those pages. It's not something we're told other than you guys.
Yeah. And another thing too is like I'm kind of opposite of Cassie. So like I get like I woke up this morning with like 45 notifications and it's like it's overwhelming. I get it when you first start. So what I do is I just select like random times throughout the day when I have like a couple minutes and I won't click on every notification. I'll just go to the team page and scroll through and see if there's anything that looks important. So you don't necessarily have to click on everyone, but just know that's where announcements are and stuff. And a lot of times, you might be tagged in something and that's because somebody thinks it's important and that you should watch it or tune in or know something about that. Another thing I want to talk about is the search bar on the team pages is super, super important because let's say you're looking for like a picture, before and after picture of stretch mark cream. Somebody else has already posted that because these team pages have been around for like 2 or 3 years. So what you can do is just Google stretch mark. I mean, not Google. What am I talking about? Type in stretch mark in the search bar and type in stretch mark in the search bar and you'll be able to find like when somebody said, hey, I need before and after pictures of stretch mark cream. And you can look in the comments and people will typically have responded. So that's a really important thing, but don't let the team pages overwhelm you. You don't have to read every single thing in detail. Don't do that. You'll overwhelm yourself. Just go on the team pages, know that's where announcements are made, and search for those announcements if as people start posting them for trainings.
Yes, absolutely. But I love that you mentioned that because We both get a lot of questions about how to find, before and after pictures that you can share on our pages. You guys, all those before and after pictures that you find in the photos tab or the search bar in those team pages, they are customers that we have gotten permission from to share with our team members, to share on social media. So make sure that if you ever have a customer send you before and after pictures, that you ask if you can share them before you share them. And most people will let you as long as you don't mention their name. I've had very few that don't want me to, because they just don't want people to know, regardless of whether or not you tag them. But just make sure that you ask. But any customer's picture that you find in those team pages, that is exactly what they are. So they are people that we know, that we've gotten, that we all share, okay? Do not get before and after pictures from Pinterest and Google. Half the time, you don't know if they're real.
Or hashtags on Instagram.
Do what?
Or hashtags on Instagram.
Yes, or hashtags. Because you don't know if that's an actual customer of the business. You don't know if they've actually used our products. Sometimes the pictures can be photoshopped. Sometimes they're very bad quality photos. And make sure when you're sharing before and after pictures that they're good quality. If they're fuzzy and they, for any instance, make you question anything, don't use them. Just don't do it. You want people to know that you're sharing true results. And, sometimes pictures that we've shared so many times over and over and over that just the internet can make them look compressed and can alter the photo and the distortion of it. I don't know why, but that does happen. So sometimes that's the reason. But if it doesn't look like you can really, really tell, those results are true, then don't share it, okay? But make sure that that's where you're getting those pictures from, is those team pages. Don't get them from Google or Pinterest or hashtags or anything like that, okay? So those are the 3 things that we wanted to talk about as far as plugging in. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is social media. So do you want to start talking about it?
So let me just say this. Everybody, and the beautiful thing about this business is that everybody can run it whatever way that you want, because as you clicked submit and your order was successful, you became a business owner, and you are able to run your business whenever you want, and however you want. But the way Cassie and I have built our business is through social media. And so that's what we are going to know how to train you the best on. So I want you to kind of make sure that you're, open to that, because even if you before I joined this business, you guys, I had never posted one selfie. I don't even think I've ever taken a selfie before. Okay. So don't box yourself into, oh, well, I'm not a person who takes selfies, or, oh, I'm not a person who does this. I'm not on social media a lot. The only pictures I had posted previous, on social media, were pictures of my daughter. I don't even know the last time I had posted something of myself. So just be open to what we're telling you, because it's worked for us, and we are sharing it with you because we want it to work for you, and we know that it can if you do it the right way. And that's why we're sharing all these tips with you, is because we don't want you to have to reinvent the wheel. We don't want you to have to try and make the mistakes that we've made, because we've already made them and we can tell you about them and tell you how to succeed. So that's the purpose of us doing this whole training and telling you about social media, is because it's worked and it can work for you. And we're going to teach you from the beginning how to do that. So the first thing we're going to talk about is posting. Okay. What posting can do for your business and the importance of it. People are attracted to positive, energetic, passionate people. Okay. And that's why being consistent is so important. Now, before I joined Erin's team, I was annoyed with her posts too. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so annoying. But guess what? I ended up joining her team. Do you know why? Because she's consistent. And because the biggest tip that she ever gave me is, I asked her, I said, a lot of people join companies like this, but not a lot of people are successful. What have you done that you think has made you more successful than anybody else? And she said, honestly, I just shared the crap out of my adventure. And that spoke volumes to me, because I thought, you know what, that's so true. Yeah, does she post before and after pictures? Yeah, but I would have unfollowed her if that's all she posted, because why would I follow her? I don't want to be sold. Nobody wants to be sold. But I was sold on her life. I was sold on her situation. And that's what you are going to want to do, is that you're going to want to show people how this business has changed your life, how the products have changed people's lives, and make people feel like you're relatable. So I would say the biggest tips that I have for you guys when posting on social media is get a schedule down. Okay. Everybody's busy. You are busy. I'm busy. Cassie's busy. Everybody's busy. And because, I mean, nobody joins this business because they have time. People join because they want time. And so don't feel overwhelmed. Just get a schedule down. What worked for me when I first started, because I was working full time, was I would post a motivational quote in the morning. I would post a before and after picture on my lunch break. And when I would come home, I would post a lifestyle picture. A lifestyle picture just simply means you're taking a picture of whatever you're doing at that moment, and you're talking about how you're working your business at that moment in time. And so that would be my main tip, is get a schedule down for what works for you. And you know, Cassie, you can talk about what worked for you when you first started.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah.
Okay. So one thing I wanted to piggyback off of her, what she was first talking about, is that you guys, all of the tips that we're sharing with you on this training, aren't just things that we were taught when we first got started. So when we first got started, you know, Erin was teaching us things and other leaders were teaching us things when we first got started. And we implemented those things to what started our business off with success, okay? We did those things over and over and over and over. And along the way, we learned things that worked for us as well. But we implemented those things that we were already taught. So if it worked for those people and it's worked for us, more than likely it's going to work for you. So that's why we're sitting here sharing this with all of you guys. And we're, you know, adding in tips and tricks that have helped us specifically, you know, just so that, you know, you can try it and see if it works for you, because something that works for me as far as like specific conversations with people and stuff like that may not work for you because we're two different people, right? But that's okay. You have to try to know what works for you and what doesn't, okay? Because I've tried so many different things in this business and some worked and some didn't. So I had to learn what worked for me. So as far as posting, just like Kelsey said, when you come into this business, nobody has time for this business. Nobody, you know, most people work full-time or part-time. And especially if you're going to work social media, it's the best way, in my opinion, to work your business if you're working full-time. Because when I joined, I didn't have the time for this business. I worked 40 plus hours a week. My only days off were Sunday and Monday, which by the time I got off of work on Saturdays, like I was so exhausted from the week that I didn't want to do anything on the weekends. Like I didn't want to do anything. I still work my business, but I can work my business from my phone in my pajamas on my couch, which why would you not want to do that and make money? So, this is why I feel like social media is something everybody should do. And that's, if you don't want to and you're not comfortable with it, like we said, that's okay. You can do it by word of mouth. You can do it by parties. You can do it whatever fits your personality best, which is the best part about this business, is that there's no right or wrong way to work it. But in my opinion, social media is amazing. And the reason why I feel like it's amazing is because one of the biggest excuses I hear all the time is that people feel like they have to work their business locally. I have never once worked my business locally because I've utilized social media. I had 0 friends when I joined this business. And just like Kelsey, I was not active on social media. I got on social media in my spare time when I was bored, and I would scroll through and just read people's basically pointless posts that had nothing to do with anything. It's just kind of like everybody's diary, I feel like. And some people will post negative things more than positive, because positivity is just so rare these days. It really is. And so when you're that light and you're that one person on someone's newsfeed that has that positivity and that motivated, you know, passionate personality, it's going to show through your posts, and people flock to that. I'm telling you, people, it's so rare that people just want to soak it up and surround themselves with it. Most people. So, you know, when I got started, I was that person that I posted pictures of pointless stuff. Like literally that would be a picture. Like I posted the most random crap on my Facebook and Instagram because I didn't ever post selfies. I didn't ever put my life out there. Like I just wasn't active on social media. So to be honest, I was probably the last person you would cold message or warm message or whatever you want to call it about the business and say, hey, I think you'd be amazing at what I do, because all you saw was pictures of walls or trees or my car or just random crap that didn't show who I was. So you would have never known what I even looked like, really. So I just like to point that out because I feel like so many people come into this business and think I have to be so amazing at social media, or I have to know how to work it, or I don't know how to talk to people. You guys, neither did we. We didn't either. And this is all stuff that we're sharing with you because we were that person when we first got started. And now we have a whole different confidence level because of the things that we've just pushed ourselves out of that comfort zone to do. Okay. So as far as posting goes, you know, when I first got started, I didn't have the time. There are so many apps that you can use: Buffer, ScentShare, Hootsuite. Those are 3 that I just can think of off the top of my head. that you can use to pre-schedule your posts. And what I mean by that is, let's say right now it's 11 o'clock. So at my time, Central. So let's say that I'm at work and I have a meeting at 1 o'clock. Okay. So I'm going to go to the bathroom, or I may have done this yesterday at night before I go to bed, and I'm going to get on ScentShare or Hootsuite or whatever, and I'm going to make my picture, make my post, and I'm going to say, I want you to post this tomorrow at 1 o'clock while I'm in my meeting. And it will automatically post it for you so that you don't have to worry about being on your phone and making a post and missing out on that opportunity. Okay. So it's amazing if you work full time and you don't have the time. Like some businesses I know won't allow you to have your phones out, and you can get fired for it and blah, blah, blah. My salon was not going to fire me for having my phone out, but it was very looked down upon. They did not want us on our phones. We weren't allowed to be anywhere near the salon floor if we had our phone out. That just was a big no-no. You didn't do that. So I had to be in the break room, or I had to be in the bathroom to use my phone. I did not use pre-planned posts. I think just because I just really didn't utilize it when I first got started. Anytime I had the chance, somebody was shampooing a client, or somebody was putting someone in my chair, I would act like I had to go to the bathroom, or I'd go grab a drink of water, or because as a hairdresser, you really don't get breaks. You're just client after client after client after client. And the only time you get a break is if someone's not on your book, which is very, very rare, majority of the time. So I would just have to go to the bathroom all of a sudden, and I would go to the bathroom, I would take a selfie, I'd make a post, I would respond to a message, I would add a few people. I mean, any chance that I had to be on my phone, I took it. And I would constantly check my phone all day so I could be responding to those people immediately. And not every job is like that. And you can't, so that's why we are talking about, you have to get, into your own routine and find what works for you, because some jobs you might not be able to do what I did. You might have to pre-plan all your posts, like on a Sunday, and plan them for the week, or plan them for the next 3 days until you have a day off, or whatever. You might have to find time on your lunch break to answer and send out messages and to send out your ads. Those are all things I tried to do, which we're going to talk about next, before I went to work, so that I didn't have to worry about it the rest of the day, and I knew that I had that goal checked off. You need to make goals that are realistic for you and your schedule, because if you don't, and you make some crazy goal, you're going to feel really down on yourself, and you're going to feel very discouraged and very unaccomplished if you're not crossing off those goals that you made for yourself. So you need to make them realistic for you, so you feel like you're getting something done. Okay. So just like Kelsey was talking about, posting 3 to 5 times a day. So whatever your schedule is, post 3 times, post 4 times, whatever works for you. I think I posted about 4 times, just depending on the day, but I made sure I posted every single day. I never missed a day. I never missed a post. I've done that ever since day one, and that's why I have been successful in this business.
So we're telling you all of this. But the importance of posting is consistency. Yeah. Okay. I always say, if you're going to treat this business like a hobby, you're going to have to pay for it like you would a hobby. Like you're golfing and you're paying for golf, or, you're knitting and you have to go pay for your knitting supplies, whatever. But consistency is so, so, so important. And the reason is because people want to buy from people who believe in the product, and people know that you're going to believe in it on social media through being consistent and posting. If they see that you're actually passionate about it, you're using the product, you're posting about it consistently, and this is not going to be something that's going to wear off in a month, because that's what most people are going to think when you first get started, then that's why you're being consistent. The other thing I want to say is that if you ever feel like, because when I first heard that I had to post 3 to 5 times a day, I was like, wait, what? What? I'm going to annoy the heck out of all my friends. They're all going to unfollow me. Like I was like panicking about it. But I remember what Erin told me. Just share your adventure. Okay. I'm not telling you to post before and after pictures 6 times a day. No. And if you're doing that, you're running your business wrong. If you feel like you're annoying people, you're running your business wrong. Okay. I never want you to feel like your page looks like an advertisement, because if you're doing that, you're running your business wrong. Okay. What you need to do is you need to make sure that you have a variety of things. You want to be positive, like Cassie said, which is why I do the motivational post in the morning. That has nothing to do with it works, but it's behind the scenes showing people how it works, is changing your life in a positive way. Second thing is that it works post. It's before and after post. Yes. That is a product post. You need to do that because that's how you sell your product, is you show people what it's doing for other people. You're going to post a variety of before and after pictures, just show different body types, because your goal is to show people, hey, this before picture looks like me and I want to look like that after picture. You need to post black, you need to post white, you need to post fat, you need to post skinny, you need to post everybody. Okay. And then the other thing is that you want to post something that's lifestyle to show people, hey, guess what? I'm taking a walk with my kids outside, but I'm also talking to 2 potential people about this business. I'm doing exactly what you were doing this night, but I'm making money and you're not. That's what you want to show people, okay? Same thing. I'm going out to eat, but it works paid for it. Whatever you want to say. But that's the point of posting, okay? And that's why it's so important. So just know that it's going to work when you're consistent. I did not get a customer off my post for 2 weeks, and I called Erin. I was like, this is not working. And she was like, stay consistent and it will work. And I was like, okay. And then like 2 days later, I got a customer. But it's just because people don't know if you're serious, and you have to show them you're serious. That's your job.
Okay, 3 things really fast that I want to touch on as far as posting, just because I feel like they're very, very important, okay? First thing is post when you're posting, just kind of what Kelsey kind of just explained, post about the F's: friendship, fun, freedom, food, fashion. Those are great subjects to post about because those are things that people are drawn to. People love to see pictures of food. People love to see friendships and fun and freedom and fashion, like a cute outfit or cute shoes. Like those are great interaction posts for people to start seeing your page and be like, oh, I kind of relate to her in a lot of ways. Like and they'll start watching your posts, and then they might see your business posts and start to think, oh, well, she can do that. I can do that, because they relate to you. Okay. So those are great things to be posting about. Great guidelines. Just a little quick tip on that. When I'm posting pictures, I use because I get this question all the time, so I just wanted to throw it in here. When you want to post like words on pictures, I use a app called WordSwag, which I think all of us use. It's amazing. I think they've upped the price now. It's like $4.99, but you guys, it's so worth it. I use it for everything. So it's a great tool to write words on pictures. And then as far as editing pictures, because you want to make sure you have good quality pictures. Most of us use PicTapGo, which I think it's only available on iPhones, but it is amazing. And it can take a regular picture to like a professional picture just through like one filter. My favorite filter is called Crispity. It is amazing. And it just sharpens your picture.
This is PicTapGo right here.
Yeah, that little yellow thing.
And then, what was the other one you said?
WordSwag.
Oh, WordSwag. And then this is WordSwag right here. This blue one.
Yeah, so they're both, you have to pay for both of them.
And this is my husband and my daughter. I'm just kidding.
I love them. Anyways, I just wanted to throw that out there because I get that question all the time, and they're both so amazing. And you guys, I literally use them every single day. Like every day, every picture gets edited. Every picture that I post on like team pages or whatever, I use WordSwag. So anyways, those are just 2 great things to use for your pictures.
Yeah, let me show them real quick before you jump. I want to show them just an example of what I edited a picture last night, and I want to show them what it can do for your picture. So hold on real quick. Okay, so this was a picture I posted. Why is my thing? Oh my gosh, my phone is so janky right now. I'm going to show them real quick.
Like seriously, it makes the biggest difference.
Yeah.
And that crispness of those pictures and the quality of the picture and the quality of like the lighting. There's other posts that we can tag you guys in upon request from you guys on like how to make your pictures, like how to take, like I have a great post from Jocelyn Yates, and it's a video you can watch on YouTube, and she shows you how she takes pictures. She's an ambassador diamond within the company, but she talks about like, if I'm taking a picture right now, like I'm going to want to take the picture with the window light shining at me, not behind me. Okay. So that makes the picture lighting way better. And then when you put it on PicTapGo and you just use like that Crispity app, it makes a huge difference.
Okay. So this was the before pictures. This is my daughter playing with one of her friends. And then that was the after.
Oh yeah. It's so much.
So like it just, you can see everything more clear. It's brighter. People are going to be attracted to it. Like you can see her face way better. See how like dark it is in this one. And then right there, you can see like how much brighter it is. And you're going to be more attracted to looking at that picture. Okay. Because everything is more clear. And that's why it's so important. And we know this just from experience. When I joined, I knew nothing. I don't feel like I know a lot about taking pictures, but I can make it look good on the app. And there's so many different cool options that you can do and play around with. So that's an amazing thing. And they also have an option to make white borders around your pictures. And I'll just touch on this real quick. And when you do that, it just makes everything look more crisp. So this is my profile.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. This is my profile, and you can see the white borders just make everything look more crisp. When you look at my profile, guess what? You can't tell I'm an It Works distributor.
Which is one of the things I was going to talk about in a second when you're done.
Yeah, go ahead. You can go ahead then.
Okay, so what Kelsey's talking about, like if you looked at her pictures, they say that most people, when they look at your profile and decide whether or not they want to follow you or unfollow you, is your first 12 pictures, okay? So the first 12 things that they see on your profile, if it's all before and after pictures, all quotes, and just spammy advertising, they're going to immediately unfollow you. Why? Because it's unpersonal. They're not going to relate to you, and they think you're an advertisement, and they don't want to be sold to. It's not going to attract people to your business, okay? And like I said, these are all things and mistakes that we made when we first got started that have helped us be successful along the way, and we've learned what to do and what not to do, and that's why we're sharing it with you. So what I do every day, same as Kelsey, I post my first picture is always a quote. It's a motivational or inspirational quote of some kind that means something to me. I'm not just posting a quote to post a quote, okay? It's something that means something to me. And that's what gets me going in the morning. So if I can...
Let me show you an example of a bad profile.
Yes.
This is somebody's profile. Okay, you don't even know what this person looks like. You don't even know anything about them. All you just see is it works, it works, it works, it works, it works. And if that's all somebody sees that they're going to see you post, why would they follow you? They already probably know somebody that's an It Works distributor, right? And I got this when I first joined. I was like, I told my friends and family, and they were like, you got caught. Somebody tricked you into doing this. And what you want to know is that you're not going to be a typical It Works person. If you're on me and Cassie's team, you are going to change the norm and change what they feel about this company, because you're going to post and run your business totally different than whoever they think that they know, whoever messaged them rudely or whoever, whatever the case might be, wherever they have that bad taste in their mouth, just smile and say, I'm just going to change your mind about how you feel about this company and move on.
Yes. So what I was going to go off of that, like if you're going to post a quote in the morning, I don't like my page, because I post a quote every single morning. I don't want my page to be overwhelmed with quotes, okay? Because if you do that, it can start to look advertising. So sometimes I'll leave them, like if they're not just big, bold letters, sometimes I'll leave the quote, but it just depends on what it looks like, okay? So every night, like tonight, I'm going to go back through my profile and I'm going to delete my quote, and I'm going to delete any before and after pictures that I've posted throughout the day, okay? And here's why. Because when someone goes back to my page, they're not going to see all these quotes and all these before and after pictures. They're going to see me, and they're not going to see anything about It Works. Unless I have like an It Works shirt on or something like that, almost every post I make is somewhat business related, because the business is my lifestyle. That is my life. I'm passionate, I'm confident, and I love the business, and it's my life. So I'm going to post about it all the time. So pretty much everything I do, even if it's friends I've met through the business. And why would I not share that? Because I didn't have friends before the business, and that's one of the reasons I joined. So those are all lifestyle business posts, okay? So you might see a picture that doesn't look like it's It Works related, but the quote in the caption might be, okay? So that's what I mean by like, if you're looking at your profile and it screams I'm a distributor, take it off. Don't put it on there. So I go back and delete all those things at the end of the day, okay? And then your profile, like we have a whole Instagram training that can go over all this with Aaron Tweed and Rachel Jones is one I love the most, because it impacted my business so much when I first got started, teaching me how to use Instagram. And it goes over a lot of the things that we're talking about. So if you want to watch it, just ask one of us when you watch this training. But what it is like your profile in Instagram or Facebook, because you can have them in both. Don't put anything, or you can, but I don't put anything about being an It Works distributor. I don't put anything about being a part of the business. It's just all explanations of my personality. So things that I love. So I think I have like Chipotle lover. I'm a Christian. I'm in a relationship. I love wine. I love lipstick. Like those are some of the things I have on there, and I have a bunch of emojis. So I have a description of me, but I don't have anything about the business, because if you do have that or anything that says It Works, they're probably going to delete you. And sometimes you'll come across people's profiles. See, like Kelsey's example.
It says, I can't read backwards, but it says mama and wife, foodie and fashion lover, in our life and precious moments.
Yes, so cute. See, so it's an explanation of her and her family. It's not anything about the business, okay? So, and the reason I say that is because sometimes you'll come across profiles of people that say, no It Works distributors, please, because they have that bad taste in their mouth of spammy profiles, and that's what they think our business is about, and it's not. And that's not just our business. That's any network marketing business, okay? So don't think that it's just It Works. But anyways, that's why we're telling you guys these things, so that you don't have to be that person, so that you are being intentional, you're being personal, and you're sharing your adventure. You're sharing you. and what the business is doing for you. You're not sharing what the business can just do in general, okay? Which is why people want to relate to you. So that was the second thing. The third thing I want to touch on really fast is the 3 for 3 rule, which we've kind of already gone over. And we also have another video for that. We have a video for everything. But basically, like Kelsey said, if you don't want to post 5-6 times a day, because most people don't when they get started, because I wasn't that person. I posted 3 to 5 or 3 to 4 because that was what worked with my schedule. Change it. Do 2 for 2 or 1 for 1 or however many times you're going to post. Make sure you get in 3 for 3 rule, you guys. For those of you that don't know, it's 3 posts about product or before and after pictures a day and 3 lifestyle posts. And it can be like just general, lifestyle of things you're doing throughout the day, business posts, whatever you want it to be. So you have that perfect blend of everything so that you're not just showing one thing and not the other. Okay. So like I said, if you're going to post 3 to 4 times, then at least do 1 product post. Do a before and after because people relate to those. But also, if you're going to take a picture of a product, don't use a spammy picture you're going to find on Pinterest or Google that has all these words all over it that looks like an advertisement. You need to take a picture of you holding a product. I was trying to find one, but I don't have one.
Well, I have this one. This is a good before and after picture. It's very clean.
Yes.
It just has the befores right here and then the afters right here, so you can see what the product did. You don't want one that says like, I don't know what some of them say, but some of them say crazy things. And Erin just posted one, so let me pull up one of her. She's drinking like a Profit shake, and that's a perfect example. Here, she has Snapchat filter on. She's drinking her Profit shake, and she's showing you that she uses the products too. She's not just selling something that she doesn't use, and that's what you don't want people to think. So you're just going to take a picture with you and the products, okay?
Yes. So this is one I posted 4 days ago, and this is me using the exfoliating peel after I got out of the shower. So I talked about how I had a mini spa night with using our exfoliating peel. So I'm just showing that same thing she just said, I use the products I implement into my everyday life because they want to know that you're using them and that you like them. Because that's the first question that's going to come out of their mouth is, well, what do you think about it? Do you like it? Like, what results have you seen? Not, a spammy picture from Pinterest isn't going to show them results. It's not going to give them a testimony. Okay. So that's just
tell people like, the most reason it's most important to get started before you even get your kit, before you try a product, is because the most common question I get to this day is, does this really work? Legitimately. And all you have to do is tell people it works. It works. I tried it. Here are my results, or here are somebody else's results. If you haven't tried a product, who cares? Freaking try the product. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, you just have to be confident about the business, about the products, and you're going to be successful.
Yes. And then I just wanted to touch on one more thing really fast.
Hurry up.
And it's just because it's a tip that helped me. Okay. So I think that a lot of people, when they first get started, they're like, oh my God, I don't know how to post. I don't know what to do. Okay. We were the same exact way. And that's why we're sharing tips with you of what's helped us. One thing that really helped me, which you're going to hear us tell you all the time, is to follow people within our team or whoever you want to follow. I highly suggest it someone in our team, but that's just me. Just because I'm very protective of my business. But someone that has like a similar lifestyle to you, a leader, a diamond or above leader, or somebody that has a similar lifestyle to you, and watch how they post. That's what taught me. Because, some of us have me and Kelsey have very different lifestyles. She has 2 children, she's married, and I'm not married. I don't have kids. We have very different lifestyles. Okay. So something she posts about Mac and Deuce and all them, I can't post about that because I don't have kids. So, a lot of the reasons why she does this business is for her family, and I don't have that family yet, which is okay, but I'm doing it for that future family, right? So I'm going to post a lot differently than Kelsey is because my lifestyle is very, very different from hers. So find people within our team, leaders that you can follow. And I was the same way with Erin and Melissa and Tiffany. They all have kids. So they all post a lot about their family and their kids. And I just didn't relate that way. So there's a lot of things I do differently than they do because my lifestyle is very different. But that just goes to show you that anybody can be successful in this business, no matter what your lifestyle is. So I just want to throw that quick tip out there just to follow, some leaders. And we can even give you some people we think that you should follow to help you learn how to watch how they post and just to get ideas so that you kind of get the flow of kind of what may work for you. Okay. That's it.
Okay. Next, we're going to talk about messaging. Okay. Me and Cassie did a whole training on messaging, but we're going to touch on very important things that we want you to talk about. Okay. And The reason that this is important is because if your mouth is closed, your business is closed. If your computer is closed, if your phone is turned off, your business is closed. Okay. So that's why it's so important to talk about this stuff. And really there only takes 4 things to be successful in this business. And that's what we're touching on: self-development, messaging, posting, and adding to your network. Those are the 4 things that we're talking about. Okay. So when it comes to messaging, I get this question all the time. So do I need to sign customers or do I need to add people to my team? What you need to do is both. Our products are amazing. Okay. And a lot of times what happens is people try the products, they fall in love with the products, and they're like, I told my friends about this anyways. Why would I not make money doing this? And they end up joining. But what you are doing is you want to find people that need an extra $500 a month, because this business is going to save you. And once it saves you, you're going to want to show other people how it can help save them. And that is why messaging is so amazing. And what you want to do is you want to look at messaging as an opportunity to share this business, because that's what messaging is. And this was so outside of my comfort zone. So don't feel like, oh my gosh, can't do this. This is really complicated. It's not. We're going to break it down very simple. So my goal is I try to message between 20 and 25 people every day. Everybody's goal for messaging is going to be different. When I first started, it was 10 a day, because that's all I had time to do. And it's going to change, and you're going to grow. And this whole deal is going to, you're going to be constantly revamping your goals. But when you message somebody, you want to find somebody who you feel like would honestly be successful at this business. And it's not going to take you long to figure out who you think that's going to be, because we all have those people on our timeline that are talking about how it's the worst day ever. They lost their freaking keys in their car, or their baby spit up on them, or, whatever reason, and they're being negative. Those aren't the people that you want on your team. You just want people who might feel like they need something more, but you just feel like people love them. If you see a really cute girl who's only getting 2 likes on her pictures, probably not the nicest person. Okay. If you see somebody who's cute and they're getting 100 likes, people probably love them. So what I do is I find those people and I message them and I just say, hey girl, I just got done looking at your profile. I think you would be amazing doing what I do. Would you be open to hearing more? Something very simple. You don't have to talk about anything. The biggest tip I can give you about messaging is make it about them and not about you. Yep. People say, how can I message people and talk to them about the business when I haven't even got my first paycheck? Because it's already changed your life. You're more positive, and because you know what it can do, and you've seen so many people have success, that you can talk about how you're going to be a diamond. You can talk about how you're going to be whatever rank you're going to be. Don't limit yourself to what you are now. It's so much bigger than that. And that's why it's so important to talk about that. But you don't want to make it about them. And I don't even talk to people about my rank. People don't even know what a double diamond is outside of this company. So stop worrying about that. You're not a double diamond. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So one thing I just wanted to touch on that, talk about, and you can implement this into your posting, which is why all of these things are so important. This business is not just posting. It's not just messaging. It's not just adding. It's all of those things combined in the perfect consistency of all 3 of them. I feel like posting is just like 5% of this business. It says, hey, my door is open to my business, but you have to be out there talking to people about the business by messaging or word of mouth or however you want to do it. And then you have to be adding to your network every single day, which is another thing we're going to talk about. But it's the perfect combination of all 3 that really can make you successful in this business. So the one thing I wanted to touch on what she was just saying was that, oh God, I just lost my train of thought. I hate when that happens. Oh my God, I hate that. That's so annoying. Remind me what you were just saying, and hopefully I'll remember.
Okay, I was just talking about how it's so important to make it about them.
Yes.
Not you. And that when, you first start, it doesn't matter about rank. It doesn't matter, because people outside of this business don't know.
Yep, I lost it. I don't know what it was, but it'll come to me hopefully in a minute. I don't know how I just did that, but okay, that's scary. I'm only 24 years old. Okay, so I'm going to talk about messaging. So hopefully that thought comes back to me. But one thing that I want to talk about is that, when you're messaging people, you guys, for sure watch that messaging training that we did and like I said, you can ask either one of us for that. There's so many different things we can also tag you in that go along with everything that we're saying, because other people have talked about it too. But it goes into detail about how each of us message. And so I think that that's definitely something you need to watch if you're interested in that. But just a like important thing that I always talk about anytime I talk about messaging, I'm going to look for people, just like Kelsey said, people that have like maybe a strong social media presence, because that's not to say that someone that isn't going to be successful, because I was the last person you probably would have reached out to. I didn't ever post about myself. I didn't, have likes. I had very, very few followers. So I was probably the last person you would reach out to, but that's not to say that I can't be successful, right? I was taught everything, and here I am now, which is just so crazy how it happens that way. But I'm going to look for people that I want on my team that have those qualities that I'm looking for, the qualities that I have that I want my team to have. And like I said, that's not selfish. That's not saying those people that other people can't be successful. Those are just people that I'm going to relate to. Those are people that I can start a conversation with, and I can say something very similar to what Kelsey said, and keep it very, very simple, because the more you overcomplicate it, the easier you'll talk yourself out of a sale. You'll talk yourself out of somebody being interested. I'm always going to say something very similar to her. Maybe along the lines of, hey girl, like, I think you'd be so amazing at what I do. There we go again. Lost my train of thought. I don't know what is wrong with me this morning. I need to like get it together.
Did you have coffee?
I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, what just happened? That's twice now. That's scary. Anyways, so I might, relate to somebody that I'm looking at their profile and something very similar to Kels. Like, it might not be somebody that I've been following for a really long time, but it might be somebody that I just started following. But I'm going to reach out to them. If it's somebody that I really think could be successful at this, like somebody that I can relate to, somebody that looks like, because you're not going to get someone's personality through posts, but you can sense motivation, drive, passion, confidence, excitement of life. You can see all that in people's words of their posts, okay? You can. It's not going to come through a selfie necessarily, but you can see those things by what they're typing, okay? And you could be wrong, but most of the time you're not, because people aren't going to be positive if they're not really positive, right? So those are the people that I'm going to reach out to. And I might just say something, there we go, found the thought. I might say something like, hey girl, like, I think you'd be so amazing at what I do. And, you seem to possess all of the qualities that I look for in someone that I would love to have on my team. I would love to tell you more about what I do. When are you free to talk? That might be something that I say, because I am giving them a compliment by saying, you look like you would have the qualities that I would look for someone on my team. You look like someone I can relate to, someone I can be friends with, someone that I would love to work with and have so much fun with. And I want to tell you all about it. And if you're not into it, sometimes I might even say that. If you're not into it, that's totally okay. I just had to reach out. Okay, because some people are going to tell you no. And sometimes if it's someone on my chicken list, like someone that I really want to message.
Tell them what a chicken list is.
Okay, so chicken list is someone that you might look at their profile and it's someone that you really, really want to reach out to, but you're too scared. An example, I am very intimidated by really pretty people. I don't know why, but I am. I'm just very intimidated by them. And, just people that seem to have all of those qualities. It's intimidating, in my opinion, to be that positive and have such a passion for life and to be motivated. And if you're looking for those people and you see that through their profile, sometimes it can be intimidating. I don't know why it's intimidating, but it can be. And so, like, for example, like, I had somebody, and especially people that have like a very strong following on Instagram, like if they have very, very, like a lot of people that follow them, sometimes that means they have a very strong presence. And it might be, just their lifestyle or things they post about or whatever. But, people that have thousands upon thousands upon thousands, and I'm talking like 10 and up followers, that intimidates me because I don't have that many followers.
One thing too, before I forget, I want to talk about, don't make excuses for other people, because that's what Kelsey's kind of talking about. She's kind of talking about, oh my gosh, this person already has 11,000 followers. They seem like they have their whole life together. They don't need something like this. Don't make excuses for other people. I was watching a video Tiffany Her made the other day about how she had a doctor or lawyer message her about the business that was on, like somebody that she made an excuse for, that told her, or that she told herself they would never be interested. They already make 6 figures, a year, whatever. They're not going to be interested. And they ended up, wanting to join the business. And so that's something that you guys want to stop doing. Don't make excuses for other people before they give you an excuse themselves. Reach out to anybody and everybody, because who are you to say that they're not going to be interested?
Exactly. So that's one thing I was going to touch on. And I've had this happen to me, like really happened to me like twice. Well, once really. I don't know. But anyways, just an example. So like there was this girl that I really, really, really wanted to message, and I was so scared to message her. She had a lot of followers. She's gorgeous. She seems to have such an awesome personality. And I say that because I followed her for so long that I really have a sense of who she is and what she does and just kind of her day-to-day life, because I followed her for so many months. Okay. And I've messaged her before, but she wasn't interested. And now she's actually on my team. And I would have never guessed that she would have said yes, but she did. Okay. Another example, someone just joined my team recently. She lives not far from me, and she actually reached out to us about the opportunity, and we got her started, and she's going to be so amazing. And she has all those qualities that I look for in the business, but she was actually watching us for over a year, and we had no idea. But just yesterday, she messaged me and said that she had somebody message her from her area who really isn't an active distributor, but I guess was working her business that day, and happened to message her about the opportunity. And I sat there and I was like, man, it was kind of the opposite situation, because she messaged me. I didn't message her, but I was sitting there thinking, oh my God, if we had never had that conversation, she could have joined someone else. Right. So that's the one thing I love most. And I'm pretty sure Pam Souter is the one who said it. So correct me if I'm wrong, but she said that if you're not out there working your business and you're not out there asking people, because the worst thing they can do is say no, you guys. That's it. If they're not interested, that's okay. And most of the time, no means not right now. That it's just not the perfect time for them, which no time is the perfect time, but it's just not the right time for them. That's okay.
So when I was messaging, Erin used to tell me, try to get 10 no's a day.
Yes.
And I love that. And I think that you guys could all do that, because when you try to go for no's, it makes the no feel not as bad. And you'll be surprised at how hard it is to get 10 no's. And no's, not like not like a maybe. That's not a no.
Yeah.
So I love that.
So that tip was, if you're not out there telling someone about your business and talking to them about it, then someone else is going to tell them about it. So how does that make you feel? Like if you're not going to, if you're going to see this person and be intimidated and think, she's a mom, she's too busy, she already makes great money at her job. They seem to just have that perfect life, because people are only going to show you what they want you to see on social media, you guys. Like their life could be a highlight reel. Their life could be a mess. They could be praying for an opportunity like this. They could be, struggling, and you have no idea, because they're not going to show you that on social media. So who are you to not share that opportunity with them when all they could do is just say, no, I'm not interested. Okay. So if you're not going to tell them, someone else is going to, and they could join someone else just because they open their mouth. So don't ever give somebody an excuse as to why they wouldn't be interested in this business. The only thing you can do is just ask and see what happens. Okay. Done.
Okay. I think that's all we need to touch on messaging.
Yes. So adding.
Okay. Adding. This is the most important part, in my opinion, of your business, and you need to start doing it now, like today, like right now. Stop watching this training. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously. Okay. So when I say add to your network, this is genius, you guys. Facebook, people pay Facebook. Let's just see. I'm going to see if I can find one. People pay Facebook to, here we go. Here's one. Pampers paid Facebook to find me and pull up an ad on my Facebook. Okay, this is on my Facebook. So what that means is that they're targeting young moms who have babies that are in diapers. I have 2 in diapers, so Facebook did a really good job. What you can do, and Pampers is going to be kind of like a looser one. I'm typically try to find like boutiques or something that's a little bit more, I don't know, but Pampers could be a good one, because I obviously know that people following Pampers or like Pampers they have kids, and I have kids in diapers. So what I can do is I just go ahead, click this post, click who liked it, and I can see all these people. What I do is I typically add about 25 people on Facebook a day and about 100 on Instagram. That's just an example, and it sounds overwhelming, but it's really not, because it only takes 1 second to add somebody. I like to typically do this in the morning when I get up, because I just feel like then it gives people chance to see my posts throughout the day if they add me right back. But I can tell, like this person, for instance, she has like a cute little boy, little newborn. I can see from her post already. And I'm just probably just going to go ahead and add her. And if she doesn't add me back, who cares? Nothing's lost. Nothing. So don't be afraid to add people. And what happens a lot of times is people will message me and say, hey girl, do I know you? And I'll say, hey, it's so funny. No, I don't think we've ever met in person, but I just came across your page and I loved it. And I just had to add you. And I'm always open to meeting new people. Yep. Literally, what are they going to say? How can they respond mean to that? So a lot of times people will be like, oh, okay, great. You look like somebody I know, or I thought I knew you, whatever. And if they get freaked out, so what? They're lost, but just know and be confident about it, because it doesn't change anything about you and what you're doing if they don't add you.
Yes.
Anything you want to add?
Very, very similar. I mean, I add a lot of different ways. I just find like pages or places that I go or things that I'm interested in, it all comes down to relating to people. So things that you're interested in. So like one of the biggest examples that I love is like someone that likes hunting and sports and all those things are not things that I am interested in. Those aren't things that I love. So I'm not going to go add somebody. Now, that's not to say that someone that goes hunting isn't someone that I'm going to be friends with and that could be successful in the business. But this is someone that I relate to. So, there might be somebody that I follow that does like to go hunting. But like if it's like a good example is like someone that does I come across a lot of boutiques that I follow that are like country boutiques. And so like sometimes a lot of the people that follow them are like girls who do like rodeo and stuff like that. And like their whole page is going to be stuff that's related to that because that's what they're passionate about. That's what they love. And that's not someone that I'm going to relate to business wise. Okay. So it's just not a common interest of mine. So I want to, really relate to people and really like start that conversation based on something that I've seen on their page or just something that I think that we're really, we could be establishing that relationship upon that common interest is basically what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to look for things that interest me, places I go, things I like, pages I like, whatever it may be. I follow a lot of boutiques, nail salons, hair salons, just different places that have those interests. I follow a lot of people, like I search a lot of things about hair. I search hashtags of common interest as well. So like hair salons, all kinds of different things. And I was a hairstylist, so I kind of know what hashtags to search for. But those are things that helps me a lot because I'm going to relate to hairdressers. I'm going to relate to people who like, I might see a picture of like really cute hair that I like, or like blonde. I'm really attracted to blonde because I'm obviously blonde. So I would see somebody with really, really, really pretty hair and I might message her and be like, oh my God, girl, I love your hair. Can you please ask your hairdresser what she uses on your hair? Or like, who do you go to or whatever? And that's just a way to start a conversation that's not business related. And that's going to start that relationship from day one. So
same thing. Like I love monograms and I post about monograms all the time. So like this monogram thing came up, monogram gifts. And I go here all the time because look how freaking cute that little hoodie is with the monogram. So cute. And the monogram socks and the boots. Okay. Like that would be like my perfect outfit. I'm going to post about that later actually. But find something because then people are going to like, and when I post monogram things, those people that I follow and follow me back, they're going to love it because they're going to be like, oh my gosh, that came up on my feed too. Like that's so funny. And that's just an example. And when the most important, okay, here's a tip. When you are writing a message, and I know we're not talking about messaging more, but I forgot to say this. When you're writing a message and when you're growing it out, we're doing all this stuff, be genuine. Okay? Be genuine. It is so important. These relationships that we're telling you to build with people are exactly relationships. They're not fake relationships. They're not just business relationships. These are relationships that are genuine and real and that you could like really have a real conversation with these people because that's what life is about. It's about relationships. Nobody's going to know remember like exactly what you said to them. It's just going to be about how you made them feel. Okay. And nobody's going to remember how much money you made. Nobody's going to, you know what I mean? It's just going to be about who you impacted. And that's what life is about. But one important thing when you're sending out a message or even when you're talking to people, it's really important to remember, read it out loud to yourself before you send it and ask yourself, is this something that I would say? And if it's not, don't send it.
Right.
What I would say is totally different from what Cassie would say or how we would say it. And we need to talk about voice messaging too.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's exactly how I message now because I don't want people to just read it. I want people to feel it. And that's what voice messaging will do. And it lets them get to know you better and feel like they're like your friends. And, oh, we're just old friends catching up. Because really, like, you're just sharing this. And Vanessa was talking about, one of my friends the other day was talking about, we've been successful and we want to bring you with us. And that's what you're doing. And that's what you're sharing. And be passionate and have fun with this business and share it with people. So don't overcomplicate it. Don't think, oh my gosh, I'm going to say the wrong thing, because Pam Souter said something the other day. You can't say the wrong thing to the right person.
Right.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Another thing that I was going to add as far as adding was like location. I've had that question before too. On Instagram, I don't know if you can do it on Facebook, but Instagram, you can actually search places. So I'll show you what it looks like. You can actually search like a specific place. Like, I don't really work in a specific location. Like, I just don't work locally, I guess is all I'll say. But like, let's say I want to search Dallas. Okay. So on Instagram, I type in Dallas. Can y'all see that? And then you click places, and then all these different places in Dallas pop up. So I'm just going to click on one, and this one's Topgolf. It's a specific Topgolf in Dallas. Okay. So this is going to show you pictures of anybody that's ever tagged themselves in a photo at that specific location in Dallas. Okay. That is a great way. Now, not everybody that's on here are you going to want to follow, but it's a great way to find people in a specific area, especially if it's local to you. That might be somebody that you want to follow and start a conversation with and talk to about the business. So that's another great way to add people as well. Like this girl I would probably follow that I just found. That's really funny. But anyways, so this girl I just found on that, and I just followed her, and then I'll probably start liking some of her pictures and then decide whether or not I want to reach out to her. But that's another great way to add as well. Tagging off of her on voice messaging. This is something I've always done, but I haven't really utilized it as far as talking to potential business partners and customers like I have the past few months. I don't know why. I just never did. And it wasn't because I was scared to. I just never really thought about it for some reason. So I message a lot on Instagram. But what I do is if they tell me that they're interested in any way and we start that conversation, I immediately find them on Facebook. I don't say, hey, can I add you on Facebook? I go find them on Facebook. I'm creepy. I don't care. I go find them on Facebook. I add them, and then I tell them, hey, I found you on Facebook and I added you. Hope that's okay. And I'll put like a little monkey face or something. And then I'm going to message them on Facebook, or I'll ask them, can we carry our conversation to Facebook or whatever? And I'll start voice messaging them on Facebook, or I ask for their phone number, or sometimes I do both and I ask them for both, because sometimes if I find out that they don't have an iPhone, I can't voice message them from my phone. So I voice message through Facebook. So if you're voice messaging on Facebook, and we talk about all this in that messaging training that we did, that we were talking about earlier. So like I said, if that's something you want to listen to, do that. But like let's say, so I click on a message, there's a little microphone down here. So if you click on it, this little thing will pop up that says record, and you just hold it down. Now it has a time limit, so it times you for a minute. And if you go over a minute, sometimes it will delete it. Sometimes it won't. I don't know why it does that, but just make sure you're watching the time while you're talking. But you just hold it down and send a message, and then when you let go, it sends it. So you can't edit it or delete it or anything like that. So just make sure, that there's a way to like move your finger to delete it, but just make sure you don't say anything you don't want to say, I guess. But anyways, that's something that has really blown my business up, because it's just similar to talking on the phone. So a lot of people are busy. They're at work. A lot of the times when I'm having conversations with people during the day, they're at work and they can't talk. So they have to text me. And I've had a lot of people use headphones to listen to my voice messages while they're at work so that they can respond to me. But it's just a way for people to hear your passion, to hear your excitement, to hear your confidence within the business, and really know that you care. Because when you're sitting there, if you're having that conversation with them, I'm very intentional with people when I talk to them. And I'm finding out the reason why they're interested in the business, why they want to be a part of the business, why it would benefit them, what they want out of the business, what, kind of income they're looking for. I'm always asking them those 3 questions: why they want it, what they want, and what is stopping them. I find out what fear it is they have and why they have that fear, and how we can get around that fear, because I've been through that same exact thing when I got started too. So that's how I'm relating to them. But anyways, when you're voice messaging, that comes out in your tone. So people can hear you caring and hearing you ask and really knowing that they want, or they know that you want them to be successful and that you really want to help them. And it's not that you're trying to sign up a distributor because you need to fill a box on your chart. Okay. Because that's not what it's about. So you have to change your perspective if that's how you feel right now. But anyways, I guess that's all I really have to add to adding. There's so many different ways that you guys can do it. Just look for common interests, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. You can add so many different ways, but that's just things that we do because we want to relate to people that we're adding so that we can make it a little bit easier when we're, starting those conversations with people. So that's something that works really, really well when you're adding people. So now.
So really, what we want to end this training with is just to let you know that we believe in you. We would not have messaged you. You would not have crossed our paths if we didn't intentionally pray for you and believe that you can do this business. All of the tips that we've given you, you have to know come from a good place. And you might feel really overwhelmed right now. You might feel like, oh my gosh, this is so much information. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. But guess what? It's not supposed to be easy. And if it was easy, everybody would do it. Easy is not an option, you guys. There's no easy way to make money. There isn't. And if it is, it's probably not a lot of money. But we're talking about a lot of money that you can make. Both Cassie and I make 5 figures a month. We started off probably feeling a lot similar to how you guys are feeling right now, not knowing if you can do it, not knowing if you're going to succeed, not knowing if you know enough people, not knowing if you know how to post. But the beautiful thing is that if you want this to work, you'll find a way because we have so many amazing tools, tips, and trainings. And if you've made it this far through this training, you're already on the right step or the right path. You've taken the hardest step. You've joined this business. And you know what this business is going to do? It's not just going to provide you extra income. It is going to make you the best version of yourself. Okay. And when I talk about self-development, I get so passionate and so fired up. Like I could just stand up and walk around right now because I'm so pumped. But what I want you guys to know is that this business you can go to a training at your full time and you can, they'll train you and do all this stuff, but this business wants to make you the best version of you. This business has made me a better wife, a better mom, a better friend, and just an all around better Christian. And I think that that's so cool to say because what other company can say that? Mm-hmm. What other person can say that their company has made them the best version of themselves? So don't stop growing because when you stop having goals, when you stop working on yourself, when you stop doing that stuff, you stop growing. And what that means is that you're literally committing like spiritual suicide because you won't know why you're living, why you're existing, why you're breathing, and you're not going to be passionate about anything. So I encourage you to really know that the version of yourself that you are today is good, but it's not great, and it's definitely not perfect. And so keep going, keep growing. It's okay, and it's good, and change is good, and this change is going to help you. It's been placed in your life for a reason, and don't give up on yourself. Because the most important thing that you achieve when you're working on something is the growth that is not the destination, right? Yeah, it's going to be awesome when you say you're an ambassador diamond. That's going to be awesome, but you're going to cry because of the person that you've become along that journey, not because of that destination, but the growth that you've achieved in working towards the direction of your dreams. That is the amazing thing that's going to happen. Not that you hit that. That's amazing in of itself. But the most important thing is all of this growth that occurred while you're working on it. Because I can say that the person I was a year and a half ago doesn't even hold a candlestick to the person I am now. And I can't wait to see who I'm going to become in the next year and a half. Because I know how much this business has already changed my family and changed me and changed my marriage and changed my friendships. And change is scary, but it's not bad. And I always say that nervous feeling that you have when you're about to start out something that you're really excited about is amazing because it just means that so much change and growth is about to change in your life. But the thing is that you have to be open to it. There's no secret sauce in this business. The secret sauce is you. The secret sauce is who you're going to become, and showing and sharing that with everybody is what's going to make you be successful with this.
Yep. Boom. I love it.
Do you want to say anything?
You got me pumped up. Everything I was going to say, you did it. I love it. That was so good.
Okay. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed it and we hope you guys learned something from it. We're so passionate about this. So anytime you need a kick in the butt or you need somebody to cheer you on, we're going to be your biggest cheerleader and your biggest, coach. And that's what we really want. And we just want you guys to know that welcome to the family. We're so excited to have you. This is just the beginning of an amazing, amazing journey. And I hope that each and every one of you can see that we're passionate about it, because you guys are going to gain that passion in just a short amount of time. So hope you learned something, and we'll see you soon.